Hello, my name is Johnny. Welcome to another World War II 172 scale video. Today we're going to look at a collection of Cromwell tanks, British main tank of Northwest Europe, 44 to 45. Like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, reply and share. Like. Let's take a look here. Look at these in a moment. These were armor fast. You can see the date of them, so they're quick build stuff. They come in packs of 2, so those 2 and those 2 were done, and for some reason I can't find the other one that should have been done at that time, so we'll get to that in a second. You can see these have a slightly different color, and these it's more of a bluish green, kind of neat. And these had the option of having the open, so we have some of them open in different areas. I need to get more tank commanders, or at least a British soldier, to be in the turrets on these. Let's take a look at this closer up. Painted and weathered a bit. Got some mud on there. That's supposed to be mud on the tracks. Might go back in and use some of the dust effects type mud. These never got any markings in them. They got so much to do, they'll probably never get them, but they should have some vehicle markings. So you can see the little attempts at weathering and so forth. So this tank has it's like a 6-pounder also, equivalent to the 75 millimeter. It's the main tank for the British of their own. They also had the Churchill tank, but that was more known as an infantry tank. And then later on they'd bring on the Comet tank, which is similar but improved. I already did a video. There's a howitzer version of this, which they call the Centaur, so I didn't bring them out, and it's got a 95 millimeter howitzer in that. I have some of those. This one has some the markings, and it's got a soldier in there. As again, they're all armor fast. These have decals on there. So these would be good candidates to get not only someone in those hatches, but adding more gear and kit, as they call it, on it, and perhaps some tank riders. They have British tank riders. Like I said, they come in, it's a pack of 2, so I don't know where the other one. At first I thought this was the one that was changed over with Cromwell tape. I did a separate video on that, but this one is heavy. This is a die-cast one, and it was had all this neat stuff packed to it. Came with their piled up kit. Looks really neat. And this is by the company Hobby Master. I don't know why they don't put it on the bottom, but it is. This isn't Dragon Armor. This is one of the other companies called Hobby Master. Looks pretty neat. The Hessian tape. And they give an extra wheel there. So that was unusual. And then this one is also a Hobby Master pre-made die cast. And it's got decals, but what's neat about this, it's got the Cullen hedgerow. It was also kind of the rhino, the hedge chopper put in there to get through some of the bocage country, even though that was much more prevalent in the Americans fighting in the bocage and their vehicles. So the British used the Shermans and the Fireflies, and then they also did a tank of this with a 76 millimeter. I think I did the video on that already. They stretched it out with an extra wheel, and it's got a high, bulky turret. It doesn't look too good, and I believe it's called the Challenger. It's got a 17-pounder on it. I'm still waiting to get that as a really good kit. I think the kit, the one I have of those are slightly smaller, 20 millimeter or 176 resin, and they're not very good looking. They made a lot of these, the Hobby Master. These are over 10, 12, 15 years old now, I guess. And they did a lot of different paint jobs, but they were very expensive. I think they averaged around $30 or more for each one. You know, they come in a little plastic case with a lid and so forth, just like the Dragon. So let's look at some of the British forces. So have this on a battle thing. You'd add the Centaurs with the 95 howitzers. I think I have 3 of those. So then you'd have a total of 10 vehicles. You can divide them up into troops, as they call them, and a troop of 4 or 5 if I had that, and send them out. That's another word, like a Zug for the Germans, and a tank platoon for Americans. I believe the British called it a troop of theirs. So that's neat. So we'll have those, hopefully a war game planned later this year, as I talk about getting the big table set up in the room, and lots to do. And I wanted to show these together. I already did one on Churchills, so I'll either leave the link to the Churchills or the Centaur, maybe the Centaur because it's the same chassis but different. Those are usually like a brownish paint job instead of the green. And then I have it on one of my little terrain pieces that I put down, and that's one of the backgrounds I have that I'm working on. Till next time, more World War II 172 scale. Thanks for watching, everyone.